What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live, and I'm doing a video honestly about leaving our legacy, it of being something that's monumental. So, like, what I mean is just common sense, honestly. Like, it's supposed to be natural intuition, for certain things in life. They call it common sense. Like, okay, let's take for instance, if you were involved in sports and extracurricular activities like cheerleading, dance, any type of sports or whatever in school or whatever, you know, there's a lot of common sense skills there, And basketball, if everybody's just, lazy, they're just gonna let the other team get all these points, and so forth and so on. You know what common sense is. Anyways, like same thing with life. I don't know it all. I don't know. I'm just sharing a unique message. That's it. Okay. I'm just saying like also with like living, you know what I'm saying? Your how you feel internally. And like for me personally, I had to reevaluate my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I look, went 2 decades of my life going to school, working in jobs and just living a lifestyle that honestly wasn't really that healthy and supportive of my best interests at hand. So, how did I end up realizing all this? Because of the signs, because of how I felt in these jobs, because of the connection, how I felt with eating these foods, because of, just what I was attracting into my life. And yeah, honestly. So, how did I really just make a monumental change? I got inspired by a mentor who really is on top of his game. You know what I'm saying? And a wise one is always open to learn. So that's what I've done. That's what I'm doing. And like with that being said, then I just applied some of their insight, some of their information, and I'm always learning for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? So like just applying that and being hungry for that change within me to have to embrace the unique change within me, it's liberating honestly because then you know, now I'm able to heal myself because I knew different signs about certain things in life, in the world. Like me, I always love freedom and I'm always a free sovereign being for eternity. So like knowing my rights, learning my rights, remembering my rights, has helped me. The things I love like meditation, herbs, fruits, vegetables, all these healthy plant wellness supplements and stuff. I love all that stuff too. So of course I'm gonna keep that up there. I love love. I love the vision and the plan that I have to have a family, you know what I'm saying? And to be out in, tropical natural environments like the beach and whatnot, to travel around the world, to have, just support and love daily, so like keeping all this is what really matters. So that's why I've been focusing on it. And the thing that a lot of times that I had to start letting go of, and what many people might be presently doing, is they may be stuck, tangled up, like with their mind and their heart. Not, they might really they might really not be resonating with something. Something may really not be of service to them, and they may still be doing it lying to themselves. And I'm just saying, going vegan helped me just to embrace the truth that I am, to the most highest transparency and honesty, because you got to live with yourself. I'm in it for the long haul, the long flight. So, with that being said, it's like common sense. I've got to figure out what I want in life, what I'm pursuing in life, what I'm here to do, and like just the little signs, just like throughout life, when you're drawn to certain things, like you gravitate towards certain areas in life and whatnot. That's unique to you. Like this is true. Like my mentor, Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, he says they got us out there, when really the world is in here. And it's very true. Like when we go out to these schools and these jobs and the internet and everything, it honestly is out there. Yeah, it's great. We can collaborate and share and work as a team and maybe learn something here and there. And at the same time, there's still a lot of bombarding distractions that's not really with what we really want to do in life or what we really love in life, you know? So, like, the awakening process is like shaking all of those layers of dead skin, like we're a rattlesnake or something, shedding, you know, for the winter or whatever, shedding to a new skin. And that's basically what that stuff is, cutting off the fat, you know, that we don't even really need, you know, or want. It was just pushed in our face, shoved in our face, and we didn't know better, you know what I'm saying? And then when you get closer and closer to your own instincts and intuition, then you start sticking with what you really do love. And that's what I'm doing, you know? And like, you gotta see it in your eyes. You know, this ain't nobody else's story or movie but your own, you know? So that's like the deepest message. And like, yeah, you have these childhood dreams and visions, you know, to have a wife and children or a husband and children, you know, if you're a guy or girl, you know, like to travel, to have a house or whatever, to just, you know, deep stuff. It doesn't have to be materialistic stuff, just deep stuff that like means a lot to you, those visions. That's why, yeah, social media is a tool and it can be a distraction. Also, it's still great because, you know, you can see pictorial expressions around the world, you know, to remind you and see what you're gravitated toward. They say the subconscious mind is like, doesn't know English. You know, it's just like pictures, animation, stuff like that. You know, that's what babies are. You know what I mean? Like when a baby is first born, it's goo goo gaga, you know, this and that. Like it's not gonna start talking about scientific equations, you know, rocket science and the Pythagorean theorem and doing taxes and, you know, like politics and religion and stuff like that. No, it's not at all. You know, it just cares about its mom and its dad and its loving family members there to, you know, nourish them. You know what I'm saying? Like it just a baby will start smiling and giggling and laughing and, you know, just super happy just by you being happy. You know, just by you feeling good and warm inside. You know, you could have all the money in the world and then at the same time that still is up to you whether or not you'll be happy or not. You know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of people who may have little money or no money at all, and yet they can be happy. And then there's people with all the money in the world and they're not happy. So I'm here to have the best of both worlds, to be honest. Be happy and, you know, a lot of money too, in a stable, professional, legitimate, long term, healthy, mature, responsible way. You know, so that's how I'm seeing it, honestly. And that's what I've had to realize because, yeah, life hasn't been easy. You know what I'm saying? I don't have things handed to me. You know, I work. You know, I've been working. I've always worked. You know, my family as well. It hasn't been something like where, oh, you know, everything's on a silver platter. Never, never that. You know, yes, I have love. Yes, you know, I'm grateful for it. And at the same time, like, it's not like super easy, you know? So it's something I've had to get real with within myself, you know, because whenever you finally decide to spend time alone and whenever you look inside the mirror and this and that, and you actually hear yourself or whatever, you get that's when you got to get real with yourself. You're like, okay, you know, this is it. This is it for my life in this incarnation. You know, like how am I gonna live it? You know, am I gonna live it going in the direction that I really love? You know, like for me personally, it's healing, it's plants, it's nature, you know, it's love, it's life, it's, you know, health and wellness, all that stuff. So like that's what I'm plugged into. And it's fascinating because I'm healing myself and I'm aware that, you know, I'm only gonna keep progressing and going higher and higher, you know, with improving my health, transforming everything within me, you know, and strengthening it and rebuilding it. And on top of that, everything else around. I'm just talking about the body, you know, like or the soul, everything within me, you know, as a unique vessel. And on look everything else. All the countries I'm looking to travel to, that I'm open to travel to, all these fascinating different things I can learn from everybody else and actually experience, And part of that is when we're able to collaborate and reach out, and actually do it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been reaching out, I've been collaborating, and I've been having a lot of, I've had rejection, I've had resistance, and I'm not even gonna be mad or trip over that because why would I want to try so hard for people who don't care and for people who don't accept me for who I am? So it's like that's why we must keep going on. We got to keep going on in our own way, and like the right people support regardless. That's what I've seen. That's what I'm seeing now, So like you gotta live with yourself. You can look at all the different people outside of yourself, all these celebrities, all these entertainers, all these movie stars, actors, athletes, basketball, football, whatever, politician, whatever. And at the end of the day, you gotta get real with yourself and be like, yo, hold up now. If they have like a monumental whatever in their area of interest, profession or whatever, I can too. I don't just because maybe they played or maybe they were a politician or whatever for 30 years of their life and they're always on TV, on the news and this and that, doesn't mean I have to copy them. Doesn't mean that they're better than me. It's quite the opposite to be honest. It's like, what you gotta ask yourself is like, what experience do I have in all the years of my life? No matter if you're 10 years old or 100 years old or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, you got to line up your own timeline from birth until now, and see what your interests are, what your passions, what your hobbies, what your experiences in, what you've learned, all that stuff. And that's unique and specific to you. And then you're a master of that. You're a unique master. You don't have to fit in a little box like, oh, all I do is just play basketball, or oh, all I do is just flip burgers. You know what I'm saying? Etc. You get what I'm saying? Okay. All I do is just, you know, be me. Honestly, that's me. So y'all get what I'm saying. It's deep, for real. It's very deep. So I'm just encouraging all of us to just realize what we have inside of us. Just like Inspector Gadget. He had this big jacket, and he would have all this stuff, tools and stuff, gadgets and whatever. That's kind of like us as vessels, celestial light vessels. That's what we are. Like, and that's our experience is the jacket. We have our jacket on. Everybody's not gonna have the same exact level of the experience. Maybe you worked at here and the person next to you worked at a completely different place, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe this person only dated and only had love relationships with these kind of people and you dated with these kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's so diverse. So the point I'm making is we all have a different tool kit, within us, a different itinerary, a different, you know, aura. Literally, that's the beauty of it. And just to realize, hey, at least if they say 7 billion people in the world, cool. At least if I, so long as I accept myself, there will at least I'm worthy of at least one to accept me as well as a divine, you know, reflection of the other gender, sex, whatever you want to call it. So, compliment, whatever you want to call it. For a woman to realize this, she realizes she's worthy of at least a true man. And same thing for us men. We're worthy. We can realize this and be, hey, we're worthy of at least one true woman. And the thing is, there's so many people out here who's chasing everything, eyes everywhere, competing, this and that. You know, let them brawl, let them fight like crabs in a bucket. Us on the higher love vibration side, we realize our worth. We realize we don't have to fight for love. And I'm realizing that whatever's meant to be with me will be with me. I don't have to chase. I don't have to beg. It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live.